College basketball fans, has this year's March Madness been disappointing? When you really look at the tournament this year, it's almost been underwhelming in a way just because we haven't had those Cinderella moments. We haven't had those moments where, you have your Oral Roberts, you have your Loyola Chicago. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but with like Sister Jean, like that back in the day. I think GCU went on a run at some point a couple years ago, like just like teams like that, where they upset a team. Maybe they get another big upset. All of a sudden, they're in the Sweet 16. Maybe they're even in the Elite Eight. We just have not seen that this year. And originally, I thought that wouldn't be the worst thing because I'm always a person that wants to get the best matchups out of sports. Yes, these Cinderella runs are fun, but usually I do want to see the better teams play. But when it comes to March Madness, I feel like you need a little bit more of that just sprinkled in there, just because it adds overall to the tournament. If you go into the tournament every single year knowing that every single favorite damn near is going to win their games and win their games by a large margin, it just isn't as interesting as it used to be in the past. And I heard this on the Mike Francesa podcast, so shout out to him. He's the one that brought it up. But is this maybe even due to NIL? All these mid-major programs, as he said, are going to struggle with keeping talent in-house because these bigger schools are going to be able to offer more money. And it's just overall going to be harder for these schools to really keep this talent, resulting in obviously being less talented and the better teams, the bigger schools, just overall having more talent and, again, just having the better players, resulting in them winning and kind of getting what we're getting this year. Again, this is just a one-year sample size, but we have to really see how things go. But it could potentially be what the future is holding for the sport. And even when you look at the games this year, like I'm looking through the log right now, there were definitely some good games. I'm not going to say there weren't, but again, were there many upsets? Arkansas over St. John's, that was a big upset. I'm just scrolling and looking like, okay, BYU, Wisconsin, like there just isn't a ton of stuff that was even there. And then even for a lot of these games, they've been blowouts, which has kind of sucked, not gonna lie, because a lot of them I was looking forward to, like Maryland, Florida. I thought that was going to be a good game. Florida won by 16. Duke was in command of Arizona for the most part. The Texas Tech Arkansas game was good, but of course that game was on so late that I didn't even watch much of it. Tennessee, Kentucky was a blowout. Auburn, Michigan wasn't very close. Alabama, Duke, I mean, that wasn't even a game. Well, it was a game, but it ended quickly. And I could go on and on about this. I mean, there were good games. I'm not saying there weren't good games. I have enjoyed watching March Madness. This is not supposed to be a doomer, negative video. It's just more been like, we haven't really seen a tournament like this in a very long time. And I'm just curious how the diehard fans of the sport feel about this. And as someone that has been a casual college basketball watcher, now kind of transitioning into becoming a little bit more into the sport, I just hope I didn't get too into the sport a little after its peak, because again, if we're just going to see these big schools dominate, yes, that's good and it's cool and it is interesting, but it's just not as interesting as it was the last couple of years where there is that potential upset. But again, we just have to see how this goes in the future. And again, you look at the Final Four, Florida playing Auburn, Houston playing Duke. When was the last time that we've seen 4 1 seeds in the elite or in the Final Four, excuse me? I'm not sure when this has happened. I think it's maybe happened once. But man, this has just been a chalky year when it comes to the sport. And again, I'm going to look forward to these matchups: Florida, Auburn, Houston, Duke. Specifically Florida, Auburn, because it's the SEC aspect of it. Also, I feel like Florida and Auburn, other than Duke, have been the two best teams during the year, at least when I was keeping up with the sport. And again, I am very excited for it. Both these teams are deep. Well, specifically Florida and Auburn, they're deep, they're experienced. And then, of course, with Duke, they're deep as well. Same for Houston. And the thing I love about Duke right now, just because I am a depressed Sixers fan, clinging on for hope is that I get to watch Cooper Flagg. He's obviously been super fun to watch. I can't wait to see this guy in the NBA. He'll definitely be making me watch more, which I think is going to benefit the NBA in the long term if he ends up being a good prospect. Because, again, not to get sidetracked on what this video is even about, but when was the last time the NBA had one of these really, really, really big American stars come out of college, dominate in the tournament, and then go into the league? It's been a little bit from what I remember. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just really not doing my research on this. I mean, this is straight up just kind of a yap type of video, but we just haven't seen this in a while. But regardless, I still think it's good. It's been a solid tournament overall. But when you compare it to the last couple of years, I just don't think there's many things that people are going to remember other than the fact that it was just such a chalky year. Favorites were consistently winning and winning by margins. And it's just been, again, one of those years where I just don't feel like there were a ton of classic games. So we will see how this Final Four goes on Saturday. I am still excited for these, like I said. But this video is more just for, again, those college basketball fans that have been huge fans of the sport for years. Where do you see the sport going in the next couple years? How do you feel about this year's March Madness? And overall, do you think that this is more of a sign to come of what's to come, or is this more just a blip? We will see more upsets. We will see more parity within the tournament. And yeah, that's really all I got for you guys today. If you made it this far into the video, please give this video a comment. Please give it a like. And if you like my type of content, feel free to subscribe. We talk all types of sports around here: NFL, MLB, NBA, European soccer, even, a little bit of college basketball like we are doing right here. That's mostly what I discuss. So yeah, if you want to join the community, be my guest. It would really be appreciated. And I will see you guys on the next one.